Good morning everyone, we're here in Podgorica, Montenegro. Yesterday we took a very long and windy 7-hour bus ride down from Mostar, Bosnia, which is the neighboring country to Montenegro. Anyway, we're enjoying a beautiful week here in the capital city, and we're really excited to do a bunch of exploring throughout the week.
Yeah, we're going to be checking out some really awesome things today. And just real quick, a little background on Montenegro. Podgorica, like Jack mentioned, is the capital city, but it's actually pretty small for a capital city. The population's only about 150,000 people. And this country used to be part of what is former Yugoslavia, and at that point it was called Titograd was the name of the city, and now it's called Podgorica, which means below the little hill. We are headed to our first stop of the day, which is probably what is pictured the most when you see images of Podgorica, which is the Millenium Bridge.
So this is a beautiful suspension cable bridge, kind of like a mini Golden Gate Bridge or mini Brooklyn Bridge in that sense, but it's very modern looking, and I can't wait to check it out.
Let's go!
I can see the bridge up ahead. Pretty hard to miss.
I think that I'm going to hiding somewhere by a gated star.
So the bridge is super cool. On two of the sides they have suspension cables coming down, and you can actually come sit underneath them in this cool little patio area.
Really cool. I'm glad we got up early because we got the sunshine and blue skies. So for our next stop, we are heading to the Church of Resurrection, which is this massive, absolutely beautiful piece of architecture. And we're still a few minutes walking away, but this church is so big that we can just see it from, even though we're like a block or two away. So we just walked inside the Cathedral of the Resurrection of Christ, which is this beautiful church that we're at, and they had some sort of a religious ceremony that was going on, and I love learning about other religions and experiencing them, so it was just really cool to be in the midst of something going on and just, I don't know, witnessing that as foreigners. It was really beautiful.
It was really beautiful, and the outside of the church is really beautiful too. There's such intricate stonework, and it's just so beautiful. It's this gorgeous, massive church.
Yeah, but I mean, even when we went inside, I was breathless. There is all these colorful paintings on every inch of the stonework inside the church. We walked in and I was speechless. I looked at Jack and I was like, whoa. So super glad that we came. Even if you're not Christian or religious or whatever, this is just a beautiful thing to visit just for, I don't know, the architecture and paintings and stonework alone.
Couldn't agree more. So now we're gonna head on to our next place.
Because it is getting late in the morning and we still haven't had breakfast. And I heard about a pretty good, authentic Montenegrin bakery that we're gonna go check out.
Ooh. Well, I'm excited to have breakfast, and I can't wait to see what this bakery's like, so let's get moving. We just sat down and ordered our breakfast. We got a traditional Montenegrin breakfast with eggs and prosciutto and toast, which sounds really good. And then we also got a bruschetta with tomato, mozzarella, and pesto on it. And then while we're waiting for our food to come out, they brought out these placemats that have desserts on them. And I'm really trying my best to not just order them all because they look super good. Alright, let's try out this Montenegrin breakfast. Here we go. Super good. good. The prosciutto in particular is awesome.
These are the largest pieces of bruschetta I've ever seen. They do them way smaller in the States, but I'm glad that they're so big here. Really warm, really crunchy. I'm gonna keep eating now. That breakfast was so good and so inexpensive. I am loving Podgorica already.
Yeah, it was €6 total for those 2 whopping plates of food. And now I'm just stuffed to the brim and ready to walk it off.
Yeah, so since we're all full and ready to do some walking, we're going to be heading to a beautiful park in downtown Podgorica. It's called King's Cross Park, and there's some really cool stuff there. There's old terraces, there is a monument to King Nicola, and so we're going to go check it out right now. We are in King's Cross Park, and they've got all these terraces that are made out of old stonework that are really cool that we're walking down right now. And it goes right along the Ribnica River, which is really beautiful and green. It's almost as green as the Neretva River in Bosnia where we just were. But the sun is still out, it's beautiful, blue skies, and we just ate a ton. So this is the perfect thing for us to do now. I think we'll just kind of walk around and check out what there is, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, King's Cross Park is super cool. There's a bunch of old stonework and it's right along this river and it's all overgrown with a bunch of stuff. It's actually a really cool area.
Yeah, it's really green and really peaceful, which is awesome because it's right in the middle of the city. And we're just surrounded by the sounds of rushing water because the river kind of picks up some speed around here. And we're kind of wandering our way through right now and seeing everything that there is.
And the river, just like every other river we've seen in the Balkans so far, is crystal clear and looks really cold. I think Gab wants to go dip her toes in.
I do. It's really hot out and muggy, so I'd like to cool off, especially since we're climbing up these old stone steps right now. So we have just discovered the King Nicola statue. He is sitting upon his mighty steed, and it's a pretty cool bronze looking statue.
We are here at Republic Square now, which is this big gathering center in the middle of Podgorica. There's a big fountain in the middle that sadly is not on right now, but I bet it's very elegant and regal when it is on.
So yeah, this is basically just the center point of town. It's kind of in the middle of the city center. There's a bunch of shops and restaurants surrounding the square, and then in the middle there's a pedestrian only zone where you can kind of just walk around, people watch, take in the sights, and we definitely wanted to check it out.
Last thing we wanted to do today, which was check out a recommendation from our Airbnb host, which is the Bokeska area. Apparently there's a ton of cute little coffee shops and restaurants and bars and cafes, so we're gonna pop in, maybe have a cup of coffee or an early cocktail, and then head back to the Airbnb. We just sat down in the coffee shop in Bokeska, ordered ourselves some sparkling water, and we're just cooling off for a little bit on this hot day.
What an awesome day in Podgorica. It's our first time here and I had a great day. It was beautiful and sunny. Storms are rolling in soon, but I'm so glad that we got a nice morning because, to be honest, every picture and video I've seen of Podgorica, it's got gray skies or it's raining or something, so I was kind of thinking we wouldn't get the best weather, and I'm glad that we did.
Yeah, and this is also a super walkable city. We did everything on foot, didn't have to grab Ubers or taxis or anything like that. It's really easy to get around, and it's just a really charming little capital city.
Yep, and they use the euro, so that makes it easy if you're living in the European Union because they have the same currency. but even though they use the euro, prices are way cheaper and more affordable. You can probably tell from our breakfast prices, but food prices, drink prices, alcohol, all very low. The one thing we've noticed though is when we've walked by a few clothing shop windows, it looks like the prices are pretty high, so maybe not the place to do any clothing shopping if you're looking for a good deal, but it is a good place to eat out and get drinks all on a budget.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, let us know what you think, and make sure you plan a trip to Podgorica too.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it.